Science has already proven that manifestation is an undeniable aspect of our reality, the law of assumption.
My nigga, why the camera gotta look like this though, bro? You know niggas gonna be watching this, bro. Why you gotta have the camera all so you see niggas pimples and shit? Come on, not Don. But I appreciate the content.
Is scientifically proven. However, in the realm of science, it goes by a different term. It's called a placebo.
Placebo effect.
Have you ever heard of that? The placebo effect? I'll give you an example of the placebo effect. So, let's say you have a headache, and I give you a pill, and I tell you that it's a pain
Yada yada yada. You drink alcohol with 0% alcohol in it. You'll think you're drunk just because it says 100% on it. Bow.
reliever, right? A painkiller. So you take the pill, and within 30 minutes, your headache is gone. However, afterwards, I inform you that I actually gave you a sugar pill because I didn't have any painkillers, but I just told you that it was a painkiller. Why did your headache go away? See, your headache wasn't imaginary, it was very much real, but yet merely the idea that you would have your pain disappear or be alleviated from taking this painkiller or what you perceived to be a painkiller. Merely consuming that and having the idea that it was going to be effective was enough to make your very real headache that is being caused.
This nigga trying. Do the research on placebo effect if you don't know what that is, dog. But the point is, there we go.
Perspective of what's going on. But the point is, the power of your mind, the power of belief, it's a very real thing. The only difference, taking it one step further, for our purposes, is understanding that this experience, the placebo effect, the power of belief, is not limited to your body. I mean, why would it? It's just an idea. How is an idea interacting with your body? I'll give you another example. Have you ever eaten something and then after consuming it found out that something was supposedly wrong with it? Maybe it passed the expiration date. Maybe you were eating some food and then you discovered somebody's hair in your food. All of a sudden you're nauseous. And the food, just the thought of the food makes you want to puke. Or maybe now you have a stomach ache. What caused that? How is it just the idea of these things is causing very specific reactions within your body? It's not merely just a stress reaction. Your heart rate doesn't just go up. You don't feel waves of anxiety. It's specific to the situation. Now your stomach is hurting, but there has been no irritant introduced to your stomach. It's just the idea that something you ate is not agreeing with you or is contaminated or spoiled. And now you're feeling actual symptoms as if you ate expired or spoiled food. And in this example, you did, but you didn't realize it before. And so it wasn't affecting you. But the moment you learned that this stuff was not good, now you start to feel things. Or how about this? Have you ever been injured, but
This nigga just keep giving us I forgot what that shit
this
called.
other injury? Well, bodies. We understand that it extends to what we perceive. Believing in things is stupid. Believing just for the sake of believing because it's written in some book, some 1,000+ year old book. No. I would only ask you to test it and see how it works out for you. Does your life get better when you start aligning energetically and emotionally with a better reality? Do you notice how when you're negative and you're entertaining all of these negative emotions, that life goes worse?
And that right there is like literally the main cause, main focus of why I may be doing these videos is because I'm like one of those niggas that highlight the negative and brush off the positive. But if I just rearrange that, brush off the negative, highlight, yada yada, life will go smooth for everybody around me.
See, all along you've been thinking that you've been feeling badly because life is going badly. But in reality, life is going badly because you've been thinking negatively.
Mm-hmm.
And if you made the decision to shift,
For 3 years straight, I thought feeding into the negative emotions and talking badly, shit like that, I was going to get a blessing because I put myself into the victim mindset type shit.
and start thinking positively and aligning with more positive emotions, employing all the various techniques that exist within manifestation space in order to achieve that. well then, does your life get better? And if you do it and it doesn't get better, well then, don't bother. No sweat off my back. There is no book, no holy book to push, no baptism, no conversion prayer. There is no prize at the end of the rainbow. There is no promise of eternal life. There's none of that. This is just science. This is just cause and effect. It's either it does or it doesn't work.
You don't get your car maintenance, the car is going to be bad. Once the car go down, you're going to cry. Be like, God, what did I do? Because you ain't get your car maintenance, nigga. That's kind of what I go through.
It's that simple. So how exactly does it work? Well, it works in the same way what we described earlier in regards to the placebo effect. It works in the exact same way, but it goes beyond your body. It goes for the entire experience of reality. If you believe something to be so, so it will be. The story you tell yourself about yourself and the world around you will determine your experience of reality. That's how it works.
You want to do that?
But you can't lie to yourself. You can't trick yourself. You can't do a bunch of affirmations that are not emotionally charged, that you don't actually believe, that you're not aligned with energetically, and expect to see that reflected in your experience of reality. That's stupid. And so that's why the law of attraction, the way how most people understand it, which is just vision boards and telling yourself over and over again that something is so, doesn't work. And it will never work. And it's stupid. It's foolish. It's a waste of time.
It will never work unless you believe in it in yourself. I always thought, be negative, become a victim, God will bless you. No, nigga, being a victim, you're just going to become more and more of a victim. Like, oh shit, my house burned down. God, I hate this world so much. You're just going to become more and more of a victim. And that shit be so crazy.
Time is a waste of energy. No.
I'm talking just read. Read a little bit. I ain't just yapping. All right. That's good.
No, what makes all the difference is faith. Which I know faith to maybe somebody who is recovering from what they would describe as religious trauma. It could be a trigger word. But we put faith in our spouses that they will be loyal. We put faith in the various industries and organizations.
I ain't put faith into shit, but my goddamn music. And I swear to God, like, I know my music. It's kind of like I'm getting showed that all the music, you shouldn't have put your faith into it because, hey, you may never know. You can wake up off one song in your catalog and blow up off that one song compared to the next nigga with 1,000. So that's what I'm going through.
That are responsible for making sure that our drinking water is clean, our food isn't contaminated. Faith is just trust. It's just trust. And the faith that you need to employ.
I put my trust in the music because at the end of the day, tomorrow I can wake up. Nah, that's trust. That's faith right there, 100%. Get a skill. Get a talent, niggas, 100%.
In order for your manifestations to actually occur, for you to witness changes in your experience of reality, is precisely that your mind is the source of your experience of reality. That's what you must have faith in. That's what you must trust. You must trust that the thoughts that you entertain, the emotions that you occupy, are actively shaping your experience of reality.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the kind of trust where you need to deceive yourself into being convinced that what I'm saying is true and is real. It's the kind of trust where you need to try it genuinely. You need to entertain it and humor it. For instance, right, let's say you came from an alien planet where gravity didn't exist. Now, of course, according to the laws of physics, gravity must exist if mass exists. It's just a part of our reality that gravity exists, right? But let's pretend you came from a world where there was no gravity, or an alien came from a world where there was no gravity. And you tried explaining gravity to him. You told him, hey, listen, on this planet called Earth.
This nigga got a lot of for instance, or what did they call it? What is they called? Like, my brain don't be working, dog. Like, I literally, what is they called? Can't do it.
Earth, or in this dimension that we're about to go into where our planet resides, there is this force known as gravity where mass attracts mass. And so larger the mass, the more the attractive force. And so we're going to this planet called Earth. And when we get there, you're going to be drawn towards the planet. It's going to feel like you're falling down towards the ground. But this alien who is coming from a distant planet, a different dimension even, we can say, where there is no gravity, which I don't even know what a word like that would look like. But, you know, just humor in the hypothetical here. He comes and he's like, I don't know, this don't sound right. That don't sound like it makes sense to me. That's what this alien says, right? And then you or the person, the companion of the alien, has to tell him, hey, listen, man, you just got to trust. We're going to step out of this aircraft and you're not going to float off into the sky. You're going to experience gravity. Well, the alien can be skeptical and not believe in this religious blind faith kind of way and still humor this idea of gravity, can still genuinely experiment and try and see if this gravity thing is a real thing. And so he steps out cautiously, but with the genuine desire that if this gravity thing is real, he's about to experience it. That is all that is required of you to prove the law of attraction and manifestation to yourself. That is all that is required of you. You don't need to believe in it in the way how a religious person would demand that you believe in the stories of their holy book in order to be saved. You know, something you can't even prove, something you can't verify. But with this, on the other hand, well, all you have to do is give it a shot. 3 days. I think that's all it takes. 3 days of consistent experimentation with your mind to prove to yourself that this is real.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This shit real, dog. This shit real, really real. Young Don. What's bro YouTube name? Let me see. Eternal Don. Go subscribe to my nigga, man. He the thug.